Small gardens are the toughest job a landscape designer takes on, and the average quote to make one feel bigger and more expensive runs $3,000 to $5,000. But almost none of that price tag comes from square footage. It comes from 10 specific tricks, and every one of them costs you then under $30 when you do it yourself. Stick around, because trick number 4 is the one designers almost never explain to small garden clients. Because once you see it, their fee stops making sense. I'm here to help small gardens look and feel bigger without a designer's price tag. If cheap but clever ideas are your thing, hit subscribe, because there's 10 more of these coming right now. Number 10, a crisp lawn edge. Most small garden owners either hire a company for a tidy-up visit at around $150 to $200, or they let the lawn blur straight into the border and just accept it looks messy. Here's the fix. A sharp cut line between grass and border does more for how kept a garden looks than any plant could. And it matters even more in a small space where there's nowhere for a messy edge to hide. The whole border sits in view from every angle, so a blurred line drags down the entire garden instead of just one corner of it. Buy a half-moon edging iron for around $15 to $20. Cut a clean vertical line along every border. 10 minutes recuts it once a month through the growing season. For under $20, one-time cost, your garden reads like it just had that pricey tidy-up. So if the ground floor is sorted, what about everything sitting on top of it? Number 9, one pot color everywhere. People collect pots over the years. Terracotta here, glazed blue there, plastic gray from the store. Nothing matches, and buying a whole new set can run past $200. You don't need new pots. You need one can of spray paint. In a small garden, every pot sits close enough to compare side by side. So mismatched colors stand out here far more than they ever would spread across a bigger, busier space. Pick one exterior spray color, charcoal, sage, or terracotta. Lightly sand each pot and apply 2 thin coats. One $12 can typically covers 4 to 6 pots, which is most of what a small garden needs. Color handles the ground level. Height handles everything above it. Number 8, a vertical obelisk. Small gardens feel small because everything sits at knee-high height, so people try to fix it by buying more plants, often over $100 filling gaps that still look flat. One tall obelisk with a climbing plant does more for the sense of space than 10 extra pots ever will, and in a small garden, that's the trade you want. One tall feature instead of 10 short ones fighting for the same patch of ground. Vertical lines register as height and openness, and one strong upright breaks the flatness instantly. Get a simple willow or metal obelisk for $20 to $35. Place it off-center and plant a fast climber like sweet pea or clematis. Just check the label first. Some climbers are vigorous enough to swallow a small structure within a season, so match the plant to the size you've bought. For under $35, the garden suddenly reads as taller and roomier. That fixes the day. Trick 7 fixes the night, and it isn't string lights. Number 7, one uplight, one plant. People assume good garden lighting means an electrician and a full circuit, with quotes starting around $500. A cost that makes even less sense once you realize a small garden only has room for one real feature to light up anyway. A single solar spotlight aimed up into one striking plant does more than a dozen scattered lights ever could, especially somewhere small enough that one dramatic light source is all the space can hold before the lights start competing with each other. Buy one solar ground spotlight for $10 to $15. Place it at the base of your tallest plant, angle it upward, and let it charge a full day before first use. Under $15, no wiring, no electrician, and the garden gets a genuine after-dark feature. That's night sorted. Trick 6 is the one that makes people stop at your gate before they've even stepped inside. Number 6, an entrance arch. A built-in pergola from a landscaper starts around $1,200. So most small garden owners skip an entrance altogether and just walk straight in. It feels like there's no space to spare for one. But a small garden needs a threshold moment more than a big one does, because without it, the entire plot is visible the second the gate opens and there's no reveal left at all. A flat-pack metal or wooden arch at the entry point creates exactly that, a visible signal that you're moving from one space into another, which makes whatever's beyond feel like a discovery instead of more of the same. Buy a simple flat-pack arch for $40 to $70. Place it where the path begins and add one fast climber to soften it within a season. For under $70, you get the reveal effect that professional installs charge over $1,000 for. You've built the walk-in moment, so where does everyone actually want to sit once they're through it? Number 5, an outdoor rug. People buy a whole new furniture set hoping that alone will finish the look, spending $300 to $600, and a small seating area still feels bare and cramped. What's missing isn't furniture, it's a rug. In a small garden, there's no room to physically separate a seating zone from everything else around it. So a rug does that job visually instead, the same way it defines a room indoors. Buy a weatherproof outdoor rug for $25 to $45, lay it under the seating group, and add 2 or 3 cushions in one accent color. For under $60 total, the furniture you already own suddenly looks like it belongs in a magazine. That handles what people see. Trick 4 handles what they don't want to see. Number 4, treen the ugly stuff. Every garden has one. The bin store, the hose reel, the meter box. And in a small garden, there's no far corner to tuck it into, so most people just leave it in full view, or pay a carpenter $300 plus for a custom screen. A length of simple reed or bamboo screening cut to size hides it completely. Clutter pulls attention before beauty does, and in a small space there's less beauty around to compete with it. So hiding one ugly element does even more for the overall impression than it would in a bigger garden. Buy a roll of reed screening for $20 to $30, attach it to a batten frame or an existing fence panel with cable ties, and position it in front of the item. For under $30, the single most common complaint from garden designers disappears completely. You've hidden the ugly. Trick 3 adds a sound most people forget a garden even needs. Number 3, a small solar water feature. A plumbed-in water feature from a landscaper can run $800 or more. So most small garden owners assume moving water needs space they simply don't have. A small solar-powered bowl or spout fountain does the same job for under $50, no matter how little room you're working with. Moving water masks street noise and triggers a genuinely calming response. And in a small garden, where the street or the neighbors are usually closer than you'd like, that trick matters even more. Buy a solar bowl fountain kit for $30 to $50, place it somewhere that gets several hours of direct sun, and empty and refresh the water weekly. Standing water left too long can attract mosquitoes, so don't skip that step. Under $50, zero hour wiring, and you get the sound of a garden 3 times the price. 2 left, and number 2 is something most people already own without realizing it's a design tool. Number 2, group your pots in odds, not evens. Most people line pots up in pairs, 2 by the door, 2 by the bench, because it feels neat, then buy extra pots trying to make it look finished, often $30 to $50 a pot. With only a handful of pots to work with, which is most of what a small garden has, how you group them carries far more visual weight than it would spread across 30 pots on a bigger lawn. Even numbers feel static and predictable, while odd numbers and varied height create a natural rhythm that looks grown rather than arranged. Gather 3 or 5 pots you own, stagger the heights with an upturned pot or a brick under the shortest one, and cluster them close together instead of spacing them evenly. 0 extra spend, and the exact same pot suddenly read as a design grouping. 1 left, and it's the one that makes you actually want to sit outside longer than 5 minutes. Number 1, scent right next to where you sit. People plant fragrant flowers wherever there's a gap in the border, often at the far end of the garden, nowhere near where they actually sit, then wonder why the space doesn't feel relaxing. In a small garden, your seating spot is almost always within a few feet of a border anyway, so getting the scent right there is a nearly free win that a bigger garden would need real planning to pull off. Scent is processed by the brain faster than sight, so a fragrant plant right beside you creates an immediate, physical sense of calm that a border 20 feet away simply can't. Plant lavender, jasmine, or a scented rose directly beside your seating spot, in the ground or in a pot. Somewhere it gets brushed or warmed by the sun. One plant, $8 to $12, positioned in the right 3 feet, does more for how long you stay outside than anything else on this list. Every idea here makes the garden look better. That one is the reason you'll actually use it. A designer's fee and a Saturday afternoon can produce the same small garden transformation. The only difference is which 10 tricks you actually know. If you only try one this weekend, go back to trick 4 and hide the one eyesore you've been walking past for years. Which of these are you trying first in your own small garden? Tell me in the comments. And if this saved you some money, hit like and subscribe for more of it.